Good morning and welcome back to the next session. Earlier sessions, we have seen what is the need for value education, what are the basic human aspirations, that is, to be happy and to be prosperous continuously. Happy and prosperous continuity, that is the basic human aspiration. And also, we have seen right feelings. In this session, we are going to witness understanding the human being as coexistence of body and self. I repeat, self and body. Human being is always combination of rather coexistence of self and body. We need to understand the difference between these two. What is body? Whatever physically apparent is physical body. I means our inner self. Self is what we term as I, and body is that what we see with our eyes. Self is what we term as I. Body, what we see with our eyes. To understand between these two, that is body and self, let us explore human being, self, body. Human being is nothing but coexistence of self and body, isn't it? Now we'll see need. Actually, for body and self, there are some needs, activities, and responses. Needs, activities, and responses. We'll see. We will explore one by one. Coming to the need, for physical body, what is the need? Food. It's okay, accept it. For self, for I, what is needed? Happiness. Happiness is needed. That is, through respect only we get the happiness. Is it needed continuously? Yeah. This need of self, that is respect or happiness, is needed continuously irrespective of the time. Today, this moment, afternoon, evening, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, every time our self requires, self need respect and happiness. Whereas physical body does not require this. Physical body requires food whenever we feel hungry. That's it. Daily twice or thrice, not more than that. But coming to the self, it requires happiness and respect, always continuous. It is temporary. Physical body is temporary. Self need is, that is respect, is continuous. In quantity, right? How much quantity of happiness or respect you require, you need for self? How much quantity of respect or happiness do you need for yourself? That is no quantity, that is qualitative. Qualitative happiness, qualitative respect. Whereas coming to the physical body, it's purely quantitative. Purely quantitative food we need to sustain our body. How it is fulfilled? This need is fulfilled by, for self, happiness is need, that is continuous, that is qualitative, that is fulfilled by right understanding and right feelings. Whereas for physical body, that is procurement of food, that is physiochemical things, that's it. Next comes activities. There are three things just now I told you to distinguish between body and self: need, activities, and responses. Coming to the activity, what are the activities for a self? Desire, thought, expectations, etc. These are all the activities of self, inner. Activities of physical body: eating, walking, sleeping, etc. Physical things. With respect to time, in time, all the desires, all the thoughts, all the expectations for self are required continuously. Whereas activities for body, eating, walking, sleeping, etc., temporary. We cannot continuously go on eating. We cannot continuously go on walking. We cannot continuously go on sleeping. Right? Finally, third activity is response. Response means for self, knowing, assuming, recognizing, fulfilling. For a physical body, it is recognizing and fulfilling. Hope you have understood. So now we are distinguishing between physical body and a self. Physical body is what is apparent, physical appearing. Self is I, which is termed as I. To distinguish between these two, we are exploring on the basis of needs, activities, and responses. Coming to the needs, for self, what are the needs? Happiness through right understanding, that is required continuously, and it is required, rather it is needed in qualitative. Whereas for physical body, needs are food, it is temporary, quantitative, it's not qualitative. It is fulfilled by, for self, it is fulfilled by right understanding and right feelings, whereas for physical body, physiochemical things. Next one is activities. For self, desire, thought, and expectations. For physical body, eating and walking, sleeping, etc. These desires, thought, expectations, they go on continuously. Where eating, walking, sleeping, they are temporary. Third activity is response. Response for self is knowing, assuming, recognizing, fulfilling, etc. Only for physical body, recognizing and fulfilling, that's it. The needs of the self and the body. The need of the self is happiness, that is feeling of respect leading to happiness, while the need of the body is physical facility. Just now I told you, as food, etc. All the needs related to the self are continuous in time, while the needs related to the body are required for a limited time. The other way to see the difference between the two in terms of quantity and quality, as just now I told you, food required in quantity, whereas right feeling and respect required in quality. We don't say today I got half kg of respect or 2 meters of trust, isn't it? They are not quantitative. These feelings of respect, feeling of trust, these are all qualitative. These feelings are qualitative in nature. Now let us see how these two different types of needs are fulfilled. The needs for food is fulfilled by something physical. When it comes to the need for respect, it is fulfilled by feeling of respect. For physical body, they are fulfilled by some physiochemical things. For self, they are fulfilled by right understanding and right feelings. Now let us explore further the activities of the self and body. The self has the activity of desire, thought, and expectations, which are continuous. Desire, thought, and expectations. Desire, thought, and expectations are continuous. On the other hand, for body, eating, walking, sleeping, etc., are temporary. For self, they are continuous. Desire, thought, expectations. For body, they are temporary. The response of the body is based on recognizing and fulfilling, whereas response of the self is based on knowing, assuming, recognizing, and fulfilling. The recognition and fulfillment of the body is definite, where self is activity of assuming. As assumption changes, the recognition and fulfillment by self also changes. For self, these are all activities based on our assumption. For example, to understand it better, in our childhood, we say that sun rises in the east. That was our assumption. Later on, as we grow, as we learn subjects, we come to understand that sun never rises or dawns. Sun is a planet. Around the sun, Earth revolves. That is why we experience the morning and evening, sunrise or sunset. That was our assumption. Later on, assumption has clarity. To conduct of the human beings basically depends upon the response of the self, as well as decisions are made by the self. Only with the assumptions set right, that is, assuming based on knowing, which is definite, can recognize and fulfilling be set right. All the problems of a human being are due to assumptions without knowing. And the solution lies in the ensuring the activity of knowing. This is possible only through education or samskar. Assumptions must be based on knowing. Then only they come to reality. These assumptions, which are based on knowing, are possible through only education or samskar. So assumptions are based on knowing. Let us see. Knowing and assume. Let us explore further. Knowing is assuming, recognizing, fulfilling. Knowing, assuming, and fulfilling. From knowing, from assuming, you'll get problem. With education samskar, it leads to resolution. That is samadhan. So preconditioning or assuming without knowing, that leads to assumptions keep on changing. Conduct is indefinite. Our assumption without proper knowing is indefinite. Knowing through self-verification on the basis of natural acceptance. Again, I repeat, natural acceptance means the innate or internal capacity of human being to see the intrinsic purpose. So knowing through self-verification on the basis of natural acceptance, on the basis of living accordingly, natural acceptance and living accordingly. Assumptions are definite. Conduct is also definite. That is called swatantra. This is dependence, paratantra. This is independence, swatantra. Knowing without proper knowledge keep on changing. That is indefinite. That is called dependence. Knowing with self-verification according to our natural acceptancy and living accordingly, that leads to definite. Definiteness comes through only with natural acceptance and living accordingly. That is swatantra. The self and body are two different types of reality. The self is the domain of consciousness, which is characterized by the activity of knowing, assuming, recognizing, and fulfilling. The body is the domain of material, and it only has the activity of recognizing and fulfilling. That is very clear. Happiness is the need of the consciousness, and it is fulfilled by right understanding and right feeling, which are the activities of consciousness itself. The body is the material unit. Its needs are material in nature, and they are fulfilled by physiochemical things, which already we have seen, like food, walking, sleeping, eating, etc., etc. To understand the human being, both the domains of consciousness as well as the domain of material needs to be understood. For human beings to be fulfilled, with the domains need to be fulfilled separately. Generally, gross misunderstanding, let us see. Uh, General gross misunderstanding lies assuming human being to be only the body. The gross misunderstanding is assuming the human being to be the body and therefore trying to fulfill the needs through physical facility only. Evaluation of current situation, gross misunderstanding. If you assume human being is only body, self as only body, it requires physical facilities like food, clothes, which are they required that body, physical facilities, unlimited. These are all wrong concepts, wrong notions, wrong assumptions. Right assumptions were human being is nothing but self. Self requires respect, that is continuous, that is definite. We can just have a look at to this loop. Accumulation unlimited leads to feeling of deprivation. That is, I don't have enough feeling. That leads to effort for physical facility by any manner. Is it right? Unlimited accumulation, feeling of deprivation, further putting efforts for physical facility by any manner. That's what we are witnessing in the society, bribing, etc., etc., all this. So accumulation of physical facility unlimited leads to deprivation. It is needless to say that due to overuse of physical facility, there are widespread repercussions at every level of human existence. Let it be a food, let it be clothes, let it be mobile phones, let it be electronic gadgets, houses, cars, whatsoever, wealth, especially financial wealth. On the other hand, there is exploitation of natural resources for more and more physical facility, for acquiring more and more. On the other hand, human beings are exploited in the process, and also they are made to compete for the limited physical facility. These are all limited physical facilities like food, clothes, wealth, cash, etc. They are made compete for this. To overcome all this, understanding harmony in the self. Now we will explore into the activities of the self and see how harmony can be ensured among all the activities of the self, resulting into a state of continuous happiness.